This is the fascinating story of the symbiosis between nature, man, and research.
If you've ever seen what it means to extract the substances from these plants, then you'll know that this is a project that can almost be described as like the moon landing back then.
In a painstaking, careful process based on the latest research, substances are extracted that are among the most precious nature can provide us. And in this way, they're harnessed for the benefit of human health.
Schwabe is unique in Germany in this respect, with its tradition, advanced research, and high credibility.
Patients who optimize themselves and their health are becoming increasingly important worldwide.
Today, patients often specifically ask about the efficacy of a preparation. We live in an age where patients are well informed, and in this sense, proven efficacy is really important, also for patients.
Schwabe's global success story is part of this trend, a single source that's appreciated by people around the world.
Our philosophy is to monitor and keep control of everything, keep a close eye on it all, so we control even the tiniest influencing factor from the start, to ensure that the result is a top-quality, consistently formulated medicinal product.
The roots of this success story go deep. It all began in Leipzig 150 years ago, in the pharmacy of Dr. Wilmar Schwabe. He was to pave the way for one of the most important developments in medicine. Wilmar Schwabe was very enthusiastic about homeopathy, and he became a pioneer and visionary of a development that would change the world of medicine. He was already aware of nature's tremendous potential. In particular, careful and conscientious production was his deepest concern, and it's an aspiration that has prevailed to this day.
Für uns ist Familienunternehmen zu sein was ganz Besonderes.
For us, being part of a family company is something very special. We have our specific values, and each of us feels a sense of entrepreneurial and personal responsibility, also in terms of quality, in our own work, for everything that happens. That plays a very significant role in the business.
Preparations from the House of Schwabe soon began to triumph in markets around the world. In 1946, the family opened a new factory in Karlsruhe. What happened here was documented in this film made in the 1960s, A Visit to Schwabe.
And here we are.
Even then, the brand had already become a legend.
You don't get the impression of a factory yard.
Yes, the company in the name of Dr. Wilmar Schwabe has always been close to nature. As you know, we've always been particularly interested in plants. Fresh plants are the raw material for our production. Grategut,
Essentia aurea,
Thyreogut,
Plantival,
Hametum extract,
Sinusit,
Biofungin,
Stenocrat.
Pepperfungin.
Over the decades, thanks to exhaustive research and development, legendary preparations were created, many of which are still sold today and enjoy worldwide success. Even back then, Wilmar Schwabe thought globally and published in many languages.
Das ist eben mit dem Gründer, meinem Urgroßvater.
It was started, so to speak, by the founder, my great-great-grandfather, who had this vision of rolling out the whole thing internationally and doing business internationally too.
Geschäfte zu machen. Wir sind ja jetzt schon in über 60 Ländern.
We're present in over 60 countries, represented by more than 20 subsidiaries. And our goal is to continue consolidating our leading position.
Weiter auszubauen.
Schwabe also cultivates its own plants in several places around the world. For example, ginkgo plants here in the south of France. The attitude towards the product plays a decisive role right from the start.
Manual work and craftsmanship are crucially important. Everyone who works with us knows the plants, knows every leaf in detail. That contributes to the quality.
Such minutely monitored cultivation also has the advantage that one can choose the optimum time to harvest, so ensuring the highest quality raw material. The leaves are dried and pressed into bales. Here too, quality is constantly controlled before the raw material is sent to Karlsruhe for processing. Prior to processing, each product batch is subjected once again to thorough quality control.
Hier wird mit großem Aufwand
Using the greatest possible care, we extract what we need from the plant, but always in such a way as to ensure that we maintain comparable quality from one batch to the next. And this requires highly trained people with tremendous expertise, who are constantly involved in monitoring and in the overall process.
These people are supported by the most advanced technology. Extracting the valuable active ingredients from the plant can now begin, employing machines custom-made for Schwabe and developed within the company over many years of research.
Many processes have meanwhile been automated, but we still can't do without our employees. We still need eyes and hands ready to intervene in the process, but much has been modernized and automated. For me, the thing that makes Schwabe different is that from the beginning, that is, from the plant to the finished tablet, extreme care and attention is paid to purity and quality. As a young person, of course, I'm interested in the future, and in my opinion, Schwabe is a very forward-looking company.
At every stage, the attitude of our highly qualified employees is key.
Die lange Tradition von der Firma Schwabe.
I first became aware of the long tradition of the company of Schwabe through my parents and my great-grandmother. It started with a newspaper advertisement, and in principle, that's where it all began. As a youngster, I didn't know the products, but my parents and my great-grandmother, they basically told me what the individual products were. They were taking them, and that's what brought Schwabe as a company to my attention. In the 3 decades I've been working at the company, we've developed steadily. And there's no end in sight. The development will continue.
And ensuring this, amongst others, is a 100-strong team in the Advanced Research and Development Laboratories at Schwabe.
Every year we invest something in the order of 20 million euro in our research work. Here, as with any other pharmaceutical product, we have to ensure that the product, the medicinal product, is efficacious, that there is a high degree of safety in its use, and that the quality is right. We've also set ourselves the goal of offering the highest quality. That means we have to invest a great deal.
The technical equipment in the laboratories, for example magnetic resonance spectrometers, can be compared with the world's top university institutions.
Schwabe was, and in Germany definitely still is, the leading manufacturer of herbal medicines. And, thanks to its subsidiaries and co-operations, has a very strong presence internationally. Worldwide, it is also certainly one of the largest producers of herbal medicines, that is, phytopharmaceuticals. This position is even more strongly defined if you consider the areas of independent research, or research in cooperation with university groups, because here, Schwabe's leading role is actually even clearer. We've been doing research for years on our active ingredients, and every day we discover something new. The more modern the methods become, the deeper we can actually dig, and of course, the more we discover. There are countless plants from which we can develop active ingredients, and we are, of course, constantly conducting research on new plants, new active ingredients, with new effects.
Almost as painstaking as our research are the constant quality checks carried out during the extraction process. Despite mechanization, it's the hands and eyes that are still crucial, the human factor.
The advantage of single source is that you can track the quality and keep it under constant control, from the first step to the final product. And after more than 30 years, there are always new challenges and new things, new substances that we discover. And that's what makes it so exciting here. We at Schwabe have developed a profound understanding. That's what's so special, that we have always been able to create this synthesis between different aspects, the manual aspect, what nature provides us, and the technical.
A special drying method ensures that the valuable ingredients are optimally protected during extraction. The finished medicinal product is now not far off. The ingredients for the formulation of the medication are weighed precisely. Now the tablets can be pressed. This machine produces 180,000 an hour. The finished tablets are coated with a film that makes them easy to swallow. This step is also constantly being improved at Schwabe. There's no such thing as standstill.
In our division, one can say that we are visionaries. We're always one step ahead. We're always planning the next new systems, the next new processes, because we can't be satisfied with this one. We know already that next year we will be buying big new machines, and we're also happy that the Schwabe family has confidence in us and is allowing us to make this investment.
For a single tablet with 240 milligrams of extract, for example, it takes 12 grams of ginkgo leaves, 50 times the weight. The production process is subject to the same care and attention as the extraction of the active ingredient. A unique attitude combining science and craftsmanship is contained, as it were, inside each tablet. The finished medicament can now begin its journey to the patient. And the patient is the focus of the mindset that ensures optimum quality, from the plant seedling all the way to the ready-to-use preparation. This mindset is consistently applied by Schwabe, together with doctors and pharmacists, from start to finish.
I believe that herbal medicine rates very highly today, not only among patients who prefer gentler medication, but also increasingly in scientific medicine, because there is a growing amount of scientific data also being created around medicinal botany, showing how efficacious and well tolerated it actually is. Yes, this explains how the preparation works, and I think it's exactly the right thing for you.
Thank you.
For us as pharmacists, it's important to support patients with advice when they self-medicate. We focus on herbal medicines that have been proven to be effective and are of high quality.
Digitally generated health data is becoming increasingly important in the doctor's surgery as well as for the patient directly.
With all the new technological possibilities, especially in information, the patient as such has changed. Formerly, the patient was a health recipient. Today, the patient is self-optimizing, and patients themselves are at least as important as the active ingredient in a treatment success. Their attitude to what they do, how they do it, is immensely significant. And I think that has and must have an impact on our business model. While our business model at Schwabe, and I think this applies to the entire pharmaceutical industry, has always been very product-centered, we will have to develop into being a patient-centric company. That doesn't mean that the medicinal product will not remain at the heart of our business efforts, but it will take up a different position. It will shift to the start of our operations, and there will be a large area after the sale of the medicament that, with the use of technology, will allow patients to individualize their own therapy much more, control it better, and also make the therapeutic effects far more perceptible. At the end of the day, this will result in patients, by virtue of this added value, having a stronger affinity to our products, and certainly also to our company, thereby having a sustainable, positive impact on our business success.
A new age has begun. Self-optimization and patient-centric thinking are increasingly becoming the norm worldwide, and Schwabe is part of it. Tradition remains. The German Homeopathy Union, with its huge range of homeopathic medicines, from globules to Schussler salts, is also part of the Schwabe Group. Dr. Wilma Schwabe was the originator of the very first mandatory regulations governing production.
Potentiation actually means power, and this force of succussion, the tenfold factor, releases the healing powers. So we don't automate this process, as some other companies do. We still do it the traditional way. We shake manually.
Some 1,400 plant-based, animal and mineral raw materials are processed in different potencies and dosage forms.
Of course, we have a very large range in stock. Here alone we have 13,000 finished pharmaceutical products permanently in stock. But we also offer an individual therapy service. If doctors, pharmacies or therapists call us, then we can actually manage to produce the medicine, especially for their patients, within 3 to 5 days. We also feel that it is in keeping with the tradition of this school of therapy to have a wide-ranging offer. Especially here in the mother tinctures production unit, we're proud that we have 900 different mother tinctures we can use. We produce them all ourselves, and all under one roof.
And so the company remains true to the tradition founded by Dr. Wilma Schwabe 150 years ago, today delivering homeopathic remedies throughout the world.
If you look at it, it's really fascinating, because he actually predicted globalization. Right from the first generation, the Schwabe company was represented worldwide, and that was definitely exemplary.
In the area of herbal preparations especially, China is a growing market. And not only because there, as in the West, the burgeoning trend is towards self-optimization. Herbal medicine has a long history in China. Extracts of the ginkgo plant have always been among the therapeutic tools in Asian medicine. The ginkgo used by Schwabe grows in China, amongst other places. And so it can happen that ginkgo from China is processed in Karlsruhe Durlach into a highly efficacious remedy, which is then used in many Chinese polyclinics. Schwabe supplies Western medicine made in Germany. And in China, it enjoys a particularly good reputation. Schwabe's ginkgo preparation is prescribed for dementia, vertigo, and tinnitus. The preparation has long been one of the standard instruments used by Chinese medical doctors. Schwabe and China, another chapter of the success story. Tirelessly, the specialists at Schwabe seek out the best locations for the controlled cultivation of medicinal plants. Lavender from specialized plantations, for example, guarantees the highest quality active ingredient.
The locations we've chosen ourselves are also very important because they enable us to cultivate lavender without the use of pesticides. Lasea is a herbal medication containing significantly different substances. And these substances, overall, account for the medicament being efficacious against anxiety disorders. First of all, we know that these preparations have been used in medicine for a long time. And then we were lucky enough to find a scientific partner in Schwabe in Karlsruhe, researching this medicament in a similar way to synthetic drugs research. That is, against a placebo group or against a reference group taking a certain medication, and everything state-of-the-art, and using the so-called double-blind procedure.
Wherever Schwabe is active, it operates within the overall local context. In South Africa, for example, the Umkhalo Abo Foundation has set itself the task of helping local children and young people to determine their lives themselves.
This is the Good Hope Center on the outskirts of Nelspruit. This is a daycare center where around 40 young preschool children are looked after every day. They get everything they need, all the care, the love, but of course also the rather more mundane things like food. And the children really have a second home.
A single source. That also means responsibility at all levels.
Als wahrscheinlich das Allerwichtigste.
Probably the most important thing of all is to mention the people who are especially dedicated and involved in the family business, because they also identify with the family business so strongly.
It's the special attitude towards nature and medicine, the hands-on approach in the implementation of this therapeutic concept, and the specific know-how of its employees that has made Schwabe what it is today. The world's leading producer of natural health products. This is the sustainable foundation on which, through creative innovation, Schwabe will successfully develop its natural medicines business in the future.